Good evening, friends. We're a bit late, but hey, here we are. Happy New Year's. Anyways, we're playing Monster Train. Here we are. Happy New Jank. I almost titled the stream that today. I didn't, but we almost did. Oh, okay. Anyways, I hope you all had a good New Year. Hope you had a good year in general, really. But here we are. Let's start a new run and jump into things. There we go. Guys, feels like this is the first time we fought Temperant in a while. But that's, I'm sure, at least partly just because Temperant doesn't stand out in my mind. How you doing, Fury? How you doing, Ether and Edwin, if I didn't say it already? Okay. We got Horn Breaks. Not a bad start. Glimmer is also pretty solid. Again, I don't like it as much as other people do, partly because healing is just not the best defense in this game for a lot of reasons. But it's an AoE heal, and it can kill enemies. It's not bad. And then Rage Serum I just don't really give a shit about. I mean, I don't really care about Scorching Restraints, but we're probably taking that. I kind of want to take Volatile Gauge just because I don't take it often. But I like it a lot more in, like, Stygian. For a number of reasons. It's still kind of nice. If we had, like, Ritual Battle or Inferno, that would be something. I still kind of want to take it just because we don't use it, but there's also a reason we don't use it. The old starting combo, every Monster Train player first experience. Yep. You know what? Just for variety's sake, there we go. We're taking it. Here we are. It is a bad choice, especially because it means that our zero-cost spell is no longer zero-cost. But, so be it. I've already committed to it. Anyways, what are we actually taking? At least Reaper's not on the block here. Gods, I hate the gauge, much like Jank Master's disdain for reflection. I don't... So, like, anyone who watches the channel regularly should know, I don't like random stuff. So this is not something that immediately appeals to me. I do think it's not as bad as, like, Snecko Eye is, though. And by that I mean, I know Snecko Eye and such is good in Slay the Spire. What I mean is, this doesn't bother me quite as much because the ways that your card upgrades interact with Volatile Gauge are always in the player's favor. So, once we get past the beginning, we can manipulate it in our favor to a decent degree. Plus, it draws us 3 extra cards every turn, which is quite good. Again, if we were using, like, Conduit Tethys, that would mitigate this a lot. And also just the +3 draw in an Incant deck is pretty solid. Even if you're not using Conduit Tethys, you can still make that pretty good. One of the other kind of bigger problems is that there just aren't a lot of, like, 3-cost cards in Monster Train. And there's not that many great, like, 2-cost cards either. So, most of the time you just end up increasing your cost on, like, your entire hand, which is not great. But, anyways. I might take Wrathful. Brawler's definitely better. Fuck it. We're taking Wrathful. But there's a good chance we do not make it through this run, but hey. Okay. Well, here we are. It's gonna take some getting used to. Yeah. And then it does feel real bad to have Ember drained on turn 2 and not be able to play out half my hand. But hey, we just gotta get past a little bit, and yes, we'll get better. Unfortunately, that's still not enough to get the kill there. No, it is enough to get the kill. It's just that we're not getting it with Prince. But I'll still do that so we can get the kill. But we really want Prince to be getting the kills, because then he... gets armor on Slay. Once again, he doesn't get the kill, but we don't take any damage at least. Although that's a problem if I've ever seen one. Oops. Oh, and I can't play this out now because it got increased cost. Whatever, fine. We do a bit of damage. We're taking some damage from that. We're going to take damage from him hitting the pyre because unfortunately we just never got armor on Prince. If we'd gotten some armor, this would be a lot less painful. But here it is. Good old volatile. Yeah, you know how it is, Tom. Also, how you doing, my friend? We'll take the branding right. Although I kind of wanted the hidden passage, because hidden passage is good. We were definitely not taking the zero-cost cards with Volatile Gauge, and Restoration Detonation is a card I generally disdain. It's kind of okay here, but who cares? Alright. I was hoping we were going to get Inferno, or, to a lesser degree, Ritual Battle after that fight, but we didn't. I mean, Rail Beater's not bad, but we were going to take a Horned Warrior, even though I don't have a good way to utilize him yet. Fuck it. You get minus cost. And let's give... We're either doing Magic Power and a Glimmer or a Horn Break. I think we're going to do the Glimmer, even though I don't love it in general. And then we're going to take more shards, like a bit of a Madman, and get rid of a couple Restores. Because the Restores are largely worthless for me. Like, in the DLC, you just are already taking so much damage that they just don't do much. Yes, they could have given them Magic Power and Consume as well, which would have been sort of fine, but you still have to play them, which is a struggle with Volatile Gauge. But also, like, when we're playing with... what am I trying to say? When we're playing with... yeah, with, like, Hellhorn, usually we're going to be, like, using armor for defense, and healing and armor just don't play very well together. Does the -1 cost stone help counteract the Volatile Gauge? Yes, that's what I was saying slightly earlier, is that upgrades with Volatile Gauge are always in your favor. So, with a -1 cost, if you have something that is being cost below its normal cost, the cost is set by Volatile Gauge first, and then the cost reductions are applied after. If you have cost increases, like if we took a Ritual Battle to, 4 cost by putting double stack on it, the double stack is just ignored. Or not the double stack is ignored. The cost increase is ignored. So... it can still only be randomized between 1 to 3. So, it does work in your favor in every facet. Alright, we're going to do that and kill him and leave some of these guys alive so I can get a little bit of armor and some power built up. And so we end up at the same HP, basically. And then we have to choose between getting the Collector or killing this guy, and that means we kill the Collector. So unfortunately, the Ember Drain and a bad roll means I don't have quite the ability to play these out. Okay, good to know. Yeah. It's something that's not at all immediately clear about Volatile Gauge, and it's something that I think makes Volatile Gauge just far more, like, playable. I did some Genshin pulls at the end of the year, and no surprise, I lost all the 50-50 3 times. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, well, let's get rid of his protectors. And by protectors, I mean the guys that annoy the shit out of me with Scourge cards. Poor old Horned Warrior is going to die an ignoble death, but, you know, these things happen. The sweet boss coming up second can just be a little brutal, given that he hits for 7, and that's enough to just kill a lot of unenhanced starting units. But that's why we got Wrathful, and he just is going to murder real nicely. Like, that boss is one of the many reasons that you should always take a banner unit into Ring 2. There's just no... There's very, very few times that it's acceptable to skip a banner unit. Because, like, even if it's not a banner unit you enjoy, you just fuse it away or remove it later in the game. But it's so necessary to success to have a banner unit in, like, Ring 2-3. I'm tempted to take the Vent just because it being X cost means we can always play it. And so if we can get some magic power on it, it is useful. But I also don't super care, so we're going to skip it. Namely because we don't have a temple in the next ring or the ring after that. And the temple is where we would get magic power plus 30 or piercing, which are mainly the upgrades we want. There's also no Merchant of Magic on this ring either. I mean, there is on this coming one, but still. Anyways. Yeah, I'll take the Razor Sharp, even though it is not perfect with my low health units. We're gonna go here. I don't remember how Curse Vines interacts with Volatile Gauge. I don't think I'm willing to try it, even though it's normally quite good. Refracting Lenses is not amazing, but it is nice, except for the fact that I only have one Consume spell. Obviously, I could change that. And First Hell Pack does nothing for me currently, but is real good if we hit Awoken Rail Spike. I guess I'm going to take it, just on the off chance. So we could take Quick on the Shattered Shell, which is not bad. It does make it much harder to be getting value out of Wrathful Prince. I think we're going to ignore that. I mean, I still probably should take the Shattered Shell regardless. We're going to give him HP, especially if we're trying to use either Branding Right or Razor Sharp Edge. This can give Spell Weakness or Frostbite. This gives Morsels or... What's the other one? I don't know. This can give, remove, yeah, return, consume cards. I'm still not going to take it. If we already had, like, an Awoken Rail Spike, I probably would take it, but I think Gauge only modifies drawn cards, but don't quote me on that because I practically never take Gauge. So, I agree that I think it only... I think it would have worked out for us. I didn't remember well enough to be certain, though. I'm vaguely tempted to just take more HP on the Horned Warrior. But you're right. Okay. Yeah, it's not knockback Talos, though. And she doesn't quite kill on this attack. But I badly need to heal. Okay, healing commences. Yeah, let's just kill you now, because I'm still going to take a fair bit of damage from this single guy. But at least Prince gets to murder you for armor. And then we'll weaken you, putting you in Prince range, hurt Talos a tiny bit, yada yada yada, here we are. And we got some armor on Prince. It's not a ton, but, you know, it certainly helps. And the 30 damage Glimmer helps us recover his HP, which is actually pertinent at the moment. Let's definitely kill the threatening guy. And then just thin our deck out. Because, like, with 8 cards drawn every turn, like, thinning our deck out means we hit the important stuff pretty cleanly, even with, you know, randomized costs. Ta-da! And yeah, so you can see the branding right costs 0 with the single -1 upgrade, because this is what happens now when it rolls a 1, is it rolls to 1 and then gets cost reduced to 0, which is nice. You know, we'll just play that out. But as you can see, like, we're doing pretty well with Volatile Gauge. Like, we didn't have a deck optimized for it by any means, but it's working out pretty nicely so far. Even taking it right from the beginning, just on a whim. I mean, we already know we're winning. I'm not fucking around with it. Not like it matters. We were only taking 30 damage. I easily could have done other things. But here we are. Ta-da! Excellent. Yeah, I'll take an Unleash the Wildwood, I guess. Even if I'm not, like, big on healing. I don't think we really needed to, though. So here's the deal. I think we're taking the Awoken Hollow for an infusion, even though I normally would take the Animus of Will. And then we're going to do some weird choices. Except I can't quite do what I want. Good morning, Serious Gecko. How are you? Hope you're well. How's the weather? How you doing, Tiny? I'm okay. Bit tired, as I've been the last couple days. Yeah, I really wish I had a way to ascend now, even though I skipped the hidden passage to take something. Don't know what we took instead. I think we took the branding right, which was correct. It's just ascending would be nice. Anyway, so here's the problem. Is what I kind of want to do is fuse Awoken Hollow into the Horned Warrior, but that increases his capacity to 3, and then I would want to take extra capacity so I can fit Prince and then the Horned Warrior and then dupe a Horned Warrior later to fit on the same floor. But the problem is that 3-3-2 ends up being 8, and your starting capacity is 5, and so taking double capacity only puts me to 7. And so unless we happen to hit an event that increases capacity, that just isn't going to work. Nonetheless, fuck it. And I guess we'll take the capacity anyways. Let's see what happens. And there's no temple until there, which is annoying. Do I want to Hellvent? I kind of just want to Hellvent the Branding Right, or the 30 damage Glimmer is also not terrible. Okay, but you never take Awoken Hall, so just do it anyways and get rewarded because you've taken Steel Singer with 0 regen, somehow found a lot of it. I mean, I know that's your favorite story, Splat, but the chances of that happening are low. And more to the point, it wasn't just the regen that I needed for the Steel Singer. It's that I needed ways to still be able to win with the Steel Singer, because it's not a good unit. Anyways, I kind of want the artifact and the removals. I did already get rid of most of the restores, so we can still get rid of a restore and something. 30 damage Glimmer sounds good, though, because you can then hold over one, piercing the other, etc., but actually hoard. Yeah, so the problem with the Glimmers, ideally, I still do want things hitting Prince, and a 32 damage Glimmer does kind of fuck with that. On the other hand, I do have the Branding Right, which will also give him some rage, etc. Also, maybe I just kind of abandon him later and then do 2... Horned Warrior Hollows and all that. Anyways, the Glimmer's good if you're trying to do a Rejuvenate team, because it will hit both of them at the same time, plus it damages enemies. I think we're actually going to do this. Yeah, fuck it, we're doing this. Also, the healing is not unwelcome. And Wrathful 2, and give me that sweet Glimmer-shaped action. The Spell Shield is not good for me here. And now we need to make decisions. We're gonna put you there, and you there. Unfortunately, you're not dying. I imagine Spell Shield being full of fiber. What? I really want to do this, but I also want to get the Collector. Like, in terms of dietary goodness. I understood what you said. I just don't know how you arrived at such a statement. Unfortunately, I'm not killing these guys, which is a big problem. Bad time to roll a 3 on this. I'm gonna take so much damage from these things. Okay, we're trying to mitigate problems. Unfortunately, he's healing so much from both the regen and that, which is really bad. Because like a single one of these guys just kills me, basically. And I was hoping we'd get other things here. I don't know that this is worth doing. Also, I'm not like totally set up to kill the boss as is. Probably should have just done the razor sharp there. And we'll see if this kills me, because he does hit for a lot, and I'm just not killing things because I haven't buffed my dude. Alright. Once again, I can't quite do what I want. Yeah, the problem is he's just going to hit for 17. Well, let's retry this and let's do it on not the bottom floor. Look, Sally, someone woke me up last night and I'm not returning to the slumber. Understandable. I did not realize this is a volatile gauge run. Yep, no, it is. We started with it right from the beginning. Whatever, fuck it, here we are. Turns out there are reasons we tend to set up on top floor. Also, Sal, T-Rex or Manta Ray from the OG PlayStation demo? I don't remember. What you are referencing. May I have permit? I assume you mean to share a link or something. You can share a link. I'm not going to look at it right now, but you can. You know, I already forgot that I have 2 enhanced glimmers. Anyway, so we killed that one, and then we kill the others because that works out much better. We'll do that, and I guess just let him die. We can't do too much better with that. I did forget that it's this boss. I was thinking it's the one who got stronger as he goes up floors, like these guys, which made setting up on bottom floor a lot more pertinent. But that was not the case. Someone in chat has to be in our age capacity, Sal. Who knows? Who knows? God, that's unfortunate. No. Yeah, I just needed 1 more HP out of him, and I got another round with Prince. Alright, let's try one more time. And just not fuck it up. All I needed to do was have healed in a different way, and it would have been fine. I'm not calling you old, don't worry. I'm pretty sure some of your viewership will believe I'm 40,000 years old or whatever the current Twitch estimate is. Yeah, no. I understand. And also, I am old. I'm not ancient, but I am not young as I once was. And I feel it each and every day. I don't even believe age is real anymore. Fair enough. To be fair, I largely feel like once you get past a certain age, age is just not really that important. So we're doing that because that kills. It's a little deceptive because he looks like he's taking a lot less damage than he is because he has the regen and his healing here as well. So we're killing him so we can get the kill here, because that is correct. And I guess while we've got a moment, we just heal you back to full. It's not, like, great. I think after a certain age, I feel age is even more important, because being that age is just a number person, it's weird as fuck. I mean, I know what you mean, but what I mean is this: like, when you're like in elementary to high school, like every year is a major milestone, and you are grouped with people who are your exact age year, basically. As soon as you're out of high school, that stops being the case. And once you are in your 20s, like, the difference between 25 and, like, 28 is largely meaningless for most people. And again, getting into your 30s, that remains the case. Like, yeah, it's a little weird talking to somebody who is roughly your age and talking to them about something from your childhood, and you realize that their 4 years difference or whatever means that they had a very different experience with, like, for instance, you know, morning cartoons or whatever. But other than that, being a couple years difference, at my age at least, just doesn't really fucking mean anything. Like, if someone's 10 years difference, like, yeah, that's, you know, whatever. It's a little more irrelevant. But still, not really important. An adult's an adult, and I'm going to hold them to basically the same standards regardless. But I'm willing to bet you know at least one mother who says age is just a number and is insufferable and is trying to introduce you to her advertising agency program where you can hire your own agents. No, I actually know no one like that, Tiny. This is not an experience I share with you. Alright, well, we're going to do that. We're going to heal. And that's as good as it's going to get. And then, yes, cleanly, we are able to triumph even with the spell shield causing us great grief and misery. Ta-da! There we go. I'll take another branding, right? I am not taking Engraft. And Bramble Lash is unfortunately bad and not pertinent at all. Power Growth I should take. I mean, Power Growth would have been okay had I actually thought about it, other than the fact that I still think it's terrible and there's no way I'm taking it. I mean, the extra Ember would be nice, but I really don't want to sacrifice multiple draws to get it. Especially when we're not guaranteed to get it early in a fight, and its cost will be randomized, and so it still will be awkward for me to play it. There's just a lot of, like, uncomfortable hoops to jump through. Intrinsic and pays off so much? Not really. And as we get things minus costed or remove more things from my deck, the volatile gauge cost is going to become less and less relevant. Okay, I think we're going here. Even though I could have, like, fused and then duped, which I was considering. But, so be it. We are not putting magic power on the branding right. We will make another glimmer, though, I guess. Even though that increases my shards. So we are going to definitely minus cost the Razor Sharp. And I guess we're going to hold over the Razor Sharp or the Glimmer. I mean, it doesn't matter too much, just because I'm drawing 8 cards a turn. We are going to minus cost the Glimmer. And we're going to hold over that anyways, I guess. I guess you don't have the same penchant for single mothers who try to introduce you to their pyramid schemes as I do, Sal. Yes, you would be correct in this assessment. Alright, let's get rid of the last restore. That's what we can do for now. And then we're going to remember to fuse this. The problem is that the rejuvenate... The cultivating is bad for us as long as he's on the same floor as Prince. Because he's going to hit Prince for most of the time because he has a lower HP. That will become less a problem as we get... anyways, it became less a problem as we get whatever I was trying to say. We're gonna kill that. Oh yeah, as we get Prince to higher levels of Wrathful, because he has a higher starting HP. I probably should have spaced that out. Whatever, fine. Here we are. How you doing, Glacier? Yeah, we took a little bit of damage from the one guy I couldn't kill. Whatever, fine. Oh, let's do this in the right order, where we hit that, then that. Oh, you're just healing anyways. Well, my bad. Unfortunately, Prince is not getting armor. Whatever, so be it. These things happen. I am concerned that we're not building up as much defense as I would like, since, you know, we're up against Crystal Cloak, and that's a problem. God, we're 3 damage off, and I can't do that. I can do 2 damage. Yeah, whatever, fine. I take a little bit of damage. I beat Divinity on my 5th ever run, Covenant 1. Very nice. Congrats. Divinity's not too bad on lower Covenants. Definitely becomes more of an issue as you get to the Covenants where they start introducing more enemies. But still, you know, a good... well, playing this Steward doesn't do a whole ton, but I'm still going to do it so we don't have to draw it next turn. But yeah, still a good thing. Yeah, unsurprising we just get murdered right here. We're not even close to victory. And this is a bad time for the Branding Right to cost extra. Well, we'll probably just let it die here, because I have 110 shards going into this fight, and I'm not prepared. Yeah, that's fine. I'll let it die. I knew this was a possibility. This is why you shouldn't be taking 110 shards this early with a bad deck. I mean, it was an okay deck, but it was not 110 shards Crystal Cloak worthy. So I've not unlocked everything. Yeah, it's going to take you a bit. Great. We have Penumbra, the world's least exciting friend. We have Cave-In, which is not a great card, even though I like to use it sometimes. Howl Drippings is a exciting thing to see. An Antumbra Assault is not bad. I mean, Concussive Coals is not terrible going into Diligent, because it can daze his Scourge generators, which is actually pretty useful. Insult my favorite champion on the first time I'm in your stream of the year. What the fuck? Hey, it's not my fault you have a bad choice for favorite champion, Tiny. Oh, okay. Forever Flame is not super necessary in this clan combo. It is still nice, because we might end up using Tombs, and making them cost 0 instead of 1 is useful. And, yeah, fuck it. We'll take it. Concussive Coals is nice, though. What the hell are you saying? Bad choice for champion, have bad taste. There's a difference. Hey, Penumbra's terrible. That is just what's at play here. We're taking wing technology, by the way. And then, of course, we're not given Gorge. Why would we not get Gorge, Penumbra? Well, we're going to take Monstrous, even though we should take Architect, because that is the better play here. For a multitude of reasons. Not least of which being that there was a world where we could potentially play Penumbra, kill Penumbra, and then use all the extra capacity to play out, like, 4 Paraffin Enforcers or whatever. But we didn't do that. I mean, we even have the Hallowed Drippings, which is, like, prime Paraffin Enforcer material. But here we are. We're living in a world of sin. You know, let's give you the HP, I guess. Unfortunately, I can't really play the dregs with these guys because they just run into the damage shields, or into the spikes and then die and give damage shields. And that is hashtag not acceptable. Oh, I kind of meant to give him the that morsel, and I forgot. Oh well. We'll block a hit for you because there's 0 cost to do so. Yeah, you get him, Penumbra, with your relatively weak stats and all that jazz. Yeah, you're a problem. Oof. I really am not excited about this problem. I forgot you're going to kill yourself on the spikes. Or more specifically, you're going to kill yourself on the spikes. Yeah, I fucked this part up. I fucked up real bad is what I did. Well, fine. Oh, and we don't have capacity on that floor, god damn it. No! God, then I just really wanted, like, the 6 damage morsel so I could kill this guy. Whatever, fine, fuck. We have problems. I should have played this in different order. Fine, it is what it is. Yeah, anyways, I'm taking 18 damage. I really tried hard not to take that 18 damage, but here we are. Had I done this slightly better, we wouldn't have had to. Or if I had gone slightly luckier with morsels, we wouldn't have had to. Here we are. So be it. Well, there we go. We made up the difference. We got there. We at least don't take any damage from the boss. Thanks to our army of morsels giving us just slightly enough damage. It's a mod that adds a reset battle button to the UI. Yeah, it's pretty common. I just don't use mods. But it is a useful mod. Ember Cache is good. I'm going to take the Prismal Dust, though. Once again, we have much better options available than what I chose. I kind of want that molded. I definitely want the Wicklash. Take the Wicklash, I guess. Again, I should have taken Architect. That is very clearly a thing. But I didn't. And now we're living in a world of sin. Okay. Okay. Fair enough, I suppose. I didn't really want to use Legion of Wax, but you know what? Fine, we'll take Legion of Wax. I did want that quick or multi-strike. Well, can't afford it. So much capacity usage. Yes, we have capacity problems to the extreme. This is a known quantity. I am not making hashtag good choices, but here we are. And then we can't fit him on mid-floor because he has too much capacity, but we'll put him there, and we'll let those guys die. Do hashtag good choices exist in Monster Train? Depends on who's playing, frankly. Oh, man. Alright, look at our dude living his best life. You're dead. You've become morsels, my dear old friends. I feel like watching this game for, I don't know, 1K hours. There are only slightly worse choices. I mean, there are plenty of... If I were taking things seriously, I would definitely play the game a little differently than I tend to do on stream. Nonetheless, here we are. Alright, let's put you there. Let's extend your burnout. Let's block for you. And live a life of tremendous beauty. Sal's never seen a bad choice he didn't complain about and then subsequently still make. I mean, you're not wrong. I do think it makes for a more fun stream, though. Not that we need to do this, but just for kicks. Ta-da! We're here for good choices. News to me. Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, Legion easily beats him to death, even with just a single large stone. Like, the amount of just raw stats we get out of them is just nuts. I mean, the Immortal Trade's not terrible. We're gonna skip that. Okay. So, maybe we want that Drip Fall. Generally, when I'm watching somebody who's better at a game than I am, I will defer judgment on their bad choices until I see the outcome. Because maybe they're just thinking 2 steps ahead of me. Yeah. I think that's always fair. One reason I like Monster Train so much is that there's just so... You have good enough control over your deck, and, like, the potential ways to win the run are large enough that you can make some bad choices and still have pretty good margin to turn things around later on. Tomb into Legion seems interesting, unless it doesn't work like how I want it. It does work how you want it, at least if I remember correctly. And I'm considering it for that reason. Because again, it is very good at killing bosses. It's just not as helpful for everything else. But Stealth Tomb, yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Like, Explosive Tomb is one of the best infusions in the game for Legion of Wax. It's a lot less good when we're doing, Large Stone Legion, but still. We're just going to take the Drip Fall. Ugh, fucking Umbra Banner. Well, we're going here. The HP is not unwelcome. We're probably taking that multi-strike. You know what? We're taking that multi-strike regardless. We're just gonna purge a card, even though Bone Dog honestly might not be the worst right now. Poor little dog of bones. Well, we're gonna -2 that. And we're gonna give this piercing, I guess. I don't like totally need to do that, but it is what we've done. Fucking damage shield on bombs. It doesn't really change things for me that much, but it does still make me angry. Alright. Nonetheless, it is still much better for us than Double Explosion. Double Explosion would have been actual bad. Unfortunately, that was not a useful morsel. But hey. Fine, you can have that one. Unfortunately, I just don't have capacity for anything. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. He will die in 2 turns, but still. I do agree that I think Monster Train is better than Slay the Spire in the sense that there's a much greater potential variety of winning decks and strategies. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I greatly prefer it. You know what? We're gonna put you down there. It's gonna look silly that that's our plan, but that is what we're doing. Also, more fun ways to break the game. Yep, I agree to all of these things. Yeah, unfortunately, the dude got eaten before they split, which means that this one no longer gets the damage shield. Still not bad, because they at least both got the HP from the morsel instead. We'll just keep giving you lifesteal. And then we'll just protect things with their damage shield morsels, even though it doesn't really matter. And then we're just going to give you a bunch of damage shields. Ta-da! Anyways, we easily win this. Ta-da! So be it. I just realized no space prisms, and now I'm sad. Yes, I already had noticed no space prisms. And it's whatever. Ta-da! Now, do I want Remnant Pact? I'm not sure that I do. But that means maybe a Gorge pivot. I'll tell you right now, Tiny, I was hoping for a Gorge pivot from the beginning. It's why I took Monstrous. So we get the Trample. We have Wing technology, so if we can get like Shroud Spike or something, we can start making better use of the morsels, and we can try to just feed him, but that is contingent upon us seeing Gorge right at this next upgrade. Endless on the Waxy Boy is good. It's fine. It's a lot less good with how we're utilizing it. If you endless the Legion of Waxes to require all the babies to die, or only the first one? Just the first one. Because that's the actual unit, and all the others are just generated things. It's the same with, like, eggs. The egg is the actual unit. Even though the generated unit is what you are thinking of typically as the unit you're using. But yeah, once the Legion itself is dead, it immediately will come back to hand. Which, for better or for worse, on the one hand means that you can fill up your floors easily. On the other hand, it means that I need capacity to be able to play him. Anyways, we're going to take Remnant Pact. It's a bit of hit or miss whether we'll actually get good value out of it. With Dripfall, yes, we do have Dripfall. That is worth noting. I was cognizant of this. We might take the Paraffin Enforcer here, even though it's a little awkward. So, I really do like Paraffin Enforcer in general. And I do have Howl Drippings to extend Burnout. The problem is that all of the created dudes are going to inherit the 2 Burnout. They're not going to inherit, like, the Legion's current Burnout. Do your units even have Burnout? So, none of my units currently have Burnout other than the Drags, which, who cares? But infusing the Paraffin Enforcer to the Legion naturally imparts Burnout. And so, it means that then each of the children are all going to be stacking Rage on all of the other units. The problem is just that it's going to be a cascade of Burnout deaths, which is not the worst thing and kind of works as... Like, it kind of works. It's just a little awkward. I think we're skipping it. It's just, I'm not sure something I can rely on at the moment. We're going to take capacity, even though it's only of middling use for me. But I've set up enough other things that I kind of need to do that. Okay. Yeah, we'll take Baron. That's what I was hoping for here. Or at least one of the things I was going to accept. It's not insane, but it's some level of value. The problem is that Harvest is a little slow to get going, especially when we have a ton of shards. Because we still need to actually be able to kill things. And fuck me, we didn't get Gorge, which is the one thing I was hoping for. Harvest Legion without Endless. We took the Endless Tome. We have Endless, Tiny. Yeah, I was really hoping for Gorge Penumbra. No intrinsic, though. It doesn't matter. Not at the moment. Fine, we'll take Monsters 2. That's hard to play as is, but we're still taking it. Fine, whatever. We'll dupe that, even though I'm at 100 shards now with not a lot to show for it. And it would have been much nicer to dupe that after having minus cost it. Nonetheless, here we are. Oh, look! It's our not quite intrinsic Revenant Pact. Have some damage shields. Enjoy. And of course, we don't get any of our kill spells on this turn. God damn it. I did kind of want to give that to Penumbra, but here we are. I already forgot that we have the Baron Infusion. Yeah, that would not be enough. I'd probably just let you go. You'll hit me for 8, which I don't love, but it is what it is. Fine. Enjoy. Alright, we take some damage. It is what it is. Unfortunately, since he's not dying from combat, they don't immediately get to attack. But hey, it is what it is. Oh, and I needed you dead, and I forgot. So I can't play you out. Oh well, so be it. You guys are legit actually terrifying. Okay. Do I really want to cave in that? I kind of do, just because I need to stall them for a turn. Also, I forgot that I had the cave in, I'll be honest. Yeah, fuck it, even though I'm getting Ember Drain this way. But then I just need to beat the boss, which my Legion can absolutely definitely do. And they all get slaughtered, that's fine. And then they start commencing the beatdown. But like each individual guy, even the small ones, have like 45-ish HP. And it's more like 50, but regardless. And there's the feast, which would have been nice. I still might take that, and by might I mean maybe. I could also take the cave-in, even though we're ending up in a weird world now. I think we are taking the cave-in, even though we're making a bad deck, if that was not clear. Oh, God. We need to minus cost some things. Split Anvil. Okay. Fine. I guess. Okay. That needs to be less cost. And likewise, that needs to be less cost. And then we're going to hold over either the Cave-In or the Crushing Demise. I think it's going to be the Crushing Demise. And then we start mitigating problems, of which there are many. I see a word where we have a train card of 7 legions. Yeah, the problem with that is then once any one of them dies, we don't get replacements. I mean, it still ends up being very powerful once you hit Relentless, but boy, is it a world. Also forgot that I had more removals here. But that's fine. I kind of want to get rid of the Shade Splitters, even though they're vaguely useful at the moment. I think we're just getting rid of some dregs, because I do actually just need the capacity for Endless Legion. We're not doing Heaven Seal as much as I would like to. It's just beyond my means. Not a time when I wanted to draw both Cave-Ins. Anyways, let's do that to dodge the Ember Drain. Cringe. Yep. Bad start. But here's that and that. Actually, I meant to do the damage morsel down here, but I wasn't paying attention. Again, this is part of the issue with Baron Infusion, is that I just still need to be killing things. You do remember we need the Legion to die, right? I mean, kind of, yes, but I also needed to not let through things that I can't handle. But I am living a world of pain and misery. Also, I have a plan for that. We're just not there yet, and it's also not a good plan. Fine, I'll let him through. And we're going to do that, I guess, and not play him out, and we'll be a little sad. Yeah, you get a bunch of hits in like a jerk. And we still didn't get what I wanted. Like, I can save him. But I don't think that's useful to us. The problem is that your stats are just not good enough, Monstrous Penumbra. You do just bring me great and terrible despair. Fine, whatever. I did not draw things in the order that was desired by any means. But I can... Sorry, Penumbra. That was by far not the thing we wanted to discard. Also, I did fuck up the ordering of this slightly. I tried really hard for this to be useful, and it was not. Fine, whatever. I really just wanted to kill either of the frontliners, and we would have been okay. Anyways, now we just easily murdered the boss. So that's a thing. Well, we lost a lot of health on this fight, unfortunately. But so be it. It does not particularly matter that he does 7 times 8 every turn, since I was basically just killing off a single one of our dudes every time. And we got a lot of dudes. Even with moderate stats, they're working out just fine. Happy New Year. Question, why Endless the Legion instead of reforming it? Multitude of reasons. One, we don't have any reform cards. We did skip on the one that was available. Number 2, because reforming it causes weirdnesses with burnout where it can work, but it can lead to some very messy floor states because all of the created legions, all of the splits will have the burnout equal to its current reform. So if you reform it once, when that one dies, the ones it makes will have burnout 1, and then when those ones will create motes that have burnout 1 as well. And so they just don't stick around long. It gets messy. You end up with this you can run out of capacity very easily with a mishmash of different motes. It can work just fine, but you can end up in a bad situation where you have a boss and all your floors are filled up, but all of your capacity is going to disappear right when you need it. With just a bunch of shitty little things with burnout 1 going into a boss fight. Again, we do have Hallowed Drippings, so we can sort of get around that. Nonetheless, that is just something to keep in mind when reforming Legion. It matters a lot less if you have a way to, clear all of your... clear your floor, using an Inferno to just kill off what remains. But still. Reminds me of the time I did an infusion with Legion and the Beetle that gets bigger based on the number of charges. That got weird real quick. Yep. Yeah. Also, if you have, an infusion, Entombed Explosives, it matters a lot less because you're a lot less concerned about your dudes dying because each one of them is doing 50 damage minimum to a thing, so it doesn't matter as much in that instance. Anyways, I love Void Binding. We're not taking it because it's not really pertinent here. I don't think we need another Cave-In, but I might take it anyways. It's just awkward, but I think we're just going to take it. And then there's Hallowed Halls, which doesn't work with what we want, but we will take another Crushing Demise. Unfortunately, our holdover Crushing Demise was drawn at a really unhelpful spot in that fight. Nope. Never ever would we take Capricious Reflection. We will take Iron Drop Cage, which we have exactly enough for. So that's a thing. Okay. You don't say. Okay, fine. It's a little awkward with what we're already doing, but so be it. We're moving into a world of increased shenanigans. And God, of course we're up against Scourgefell, the worst creature of all time. Oh, God. Yep. Alright. You know what? I'm just going to suffer the damage. Because this way I at least daze them and prevent them from creating another Scourge card. And I was able to get a little bit of power onto our Legion, which is important to me. They're still dazed for a bit. Yeah, we'll just kill you now. I was uncertain if I was going to get a morsel that would serve my needs or not. Namely, I just needed one that would do the extra damage. We're not going to play out the morsel for reasons. Namely, I just don't want to fill up that capacity, even though I don't really want it kicking around my deck either. Yeah, we know, Fel. You are the worst. Truly sinful. So I maybe just want to daze you. No, we're gonna do that. Well. Okay. Enjoy. Alright, let's kill you first. And then let's split. And here we go. Can't fit any morsels on your floor, but that's what it is. Oh, I didn't make him endless. It doesn't matter, I don't think. But I did forget about that. Oh, well. Nah, whatever. I should have done that first. I wasn't thinking about it. Doesn't matter. Yeah. He can't be made endless. I still played it just to get it out of my hand because at this point it doesn't matter. I could technically have put it on Penumbra and then killed him and put him on mid-floor, but whatever. I only did that on him because I didn't want all the burnout going on the back one. I guess it doesn't totally matter because I still got 6 burnout on them. But, you know what? None of it really matters as I'm looking at Fel trying to attack into a giant army who already almost kills her on the first turn. Yeah, not an issue. We're not taking the Furnace Tap. If that got inherited, that would be a different story. But no, we're not taking it. We're definitely taking Draw, the thing that we badly need. Tippity tap into Umbra. We are going to take Glutton, even though it's so late for it that it just doesn't really matter anymore. Okay, let's do that, even though it's just not totally relevant. Holdover. You don't say. Fine. Yeah, at this point, we'll do that. Split Anvil makes this a little weirder. Twinstone, the endless. No! There's absolutely no reason to do that. Not helpful in the slightest. Yeah, this is bad. Especially because I have Gorge Penumbra, but I only have enough capacity to put one morsel with him. Yes, you can feed them up top. Legion gets played mid. It's not relevant in the way that you were trying to make it sound. Ta-da! And now this costs 0. If we start with the toughest boss in the game, we're screwed. Oh, don't worry. We'll be fine. Okay. Oh, hey, look. Welcome back to the bottom floor. Well, this might look familiar. Welcome back to the bottom floor. Did I need to do that? Nope, not in the slightest. And we are at and past the floor capacity limit. And there we go. Oh, hey, look. You know what, actually, we're gonna do that, even though it doesn't matter, but it does minus cost everything, because it was cost for 3, and that means that Split Anvil costs anything that's less than 3 down to 0, so here we are. And yes, we are in fact using Cave-In as a floor-wide daze. Just for kicks. I was hoping that one of them would hit the Legion itself, but again, it just doesn't matter. Oh, well. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Yep, that's pretty silly. Alright. Oh boy, look at Penumbra really contributing to the whole situation. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure we can handle the toughest boss in the game. Somehow. Yeah, it is very pleasing seeing the harvest just on the entire squad now. Grovel doesn't matter. Feast is largely irrelevant. And Ember Forge is one of the worst cards in the game. Not bad. I'm not gonna take it, though. Okay. Not that any of this really matters at this point. I don't really need the Anti-Umbra Assaults either. And yes, I know I'm leaving myself with basically no Shade Splitters. That's fine. Who cares? Alright. We'll copy another of those. We just barely pass 155 shards. That is very low for us. Also, I did forget that he's going to consume a card every turn, so that it will mess with things a little bit, but it's probably still okay. I'll let it cycle, I guess. Why? Why would you not hit the thing that I want? Well, fine. Go forth and murder! Okay. So, we do that. And then we use the split anvil to take care of everything else. And then crushing demise. Alright, fair enough. And then you can just be dazed for another couple turns. Just how much overcapacity? Way more than is reasonable. Yeah, we're like triple our capacity. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Shade Splitter, but... you know what? Fine. We'll actually do this. Yeah, he can't move because we have 7 dudes on the bottom. I could have used it here to daze them. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Still gonna do this just for kicks. This is probably the problem with the Waxer Snuffer, though, is like, I don't have capacity for them to split. I mean, it's definitely better if I were just not doing the Crushing Demise. We're still gonna do the Crushing Demise just for my own enjoyment. You could have a train with 21 split Legion duo. I could. Honestly, I should kill Penumbra with the Crushing Demise. That's what I should do. Because then we can just make space for more Legion. But, again, it doesn't really matter. But we did make enough space for our best bud to come here. Ta-da! Like, they don't individually have that much attack, but it's just that there's so many of them. Also, we dazed him for a lot of turns, but even without that, we were fine. He would have gotten through a handful of our dudes, but when they're averaging like 80 HP, it just doesn't matter that he hits for 60 a turn. Okay. I will tell you now, we're probably just going to kill Penumbra, but so be it. If we had gotten Gorge earlier, among other things, I would have committed to it, but we didn't. And that Prismal Dust ended up basically being inconsequential. But hey. I should have done that in a slightly different order, but that's fine. Yeah, this is the problem, is we're getting to a point where I don't have... I'm not killing enough of them, which causes issues, because I can't just keep moving them down to the lower floor. Also, some of these enemies are very bad to be sticking all on the same floor together. Because, like, there's all the harvest guys. And so they're just all getting armor now. But, so be it. I should have done this in a different order where I could have killed the boss for sure. Well, the mini-boss. I almost did, and then I spaced out. Anyways, it's fine. We're still in good shape, even though I did make this a bit messy. And I really just want the stupid Legion to die. Whoops, that's not what I meant to play. Well, that's fine. Who cares? I was thinking it was the Shade Splitter for some reason. Yeah, just let the dude I care about die. Yes. I mean, a bit late, but still. Oh, and I forgot to use the Wick Lash on him first. Whatever. Oh no, we get Ember Drains. Oh no, what have I done? That does actually fuck us a little bit for this turn. Whatever, fine. Well. We still haven't killed that one mini-boss. He's basically dead, but just hadn't quite done it. Okay. So we're gonna do that, so then we can do it in this way where I'm guaranteed to be able to kill him. Although I meant to do the Wick Lashes. It's fine. It's whatever. Who cares? I am making a very messy situation. But it doesn't really matter. Well, I mean, Divinity's dead. Not quite yet, but I was planning to kill Penumbra earlier and to make space for the Legion, but then we just couldn't get the Legion killed for the longest time. Yeah, just for kicks. Ta-da! Legion of Wax, everybody! Oh, man. Again, we did not play the best deck that was available to us, but it did work out, and I'm glad that the Iron Drop Cage made the cave-in strategy even more pertinent, but here we are. And only 155 shards you're slipping. Part of the problem is that I just didn't really have upgrades that could take shards. Also, I was trying to be vaguely responsible since we were already doing some bad plays. Yeah, anyways, here we are. Oh, hold on one second. How much? Let me put there. There we go. Fucking Titan's Gratitude. I would like Titan's Gratitude. I would think Titan's Gratitude were a particularly cool spell if it just let you choose the card you discard. It does not need to be a random discard. And that is something that I think a lot of deck builders, roguelike deck builders that is, tend towards adding a little more randomness than is necessary. And this is an example where I feel that is the case. Like, it would be a perfectly respectable, well-designed, interesting card for the synergy it provides in the clan if it just let you choose the card you discard. But being a random discard makes it so fucking bad. We're up against Patient. I might take the advanced prototype, but I think we're actually taking cleansing water. Unfortunately, I kind of want to run cold channel, but into Patient cold channel will just die. Because like I've got the ability to stack regen, but cold channel only gets to 70 HP, and Patient starts out doing like 30-ish damage, and so a single stack of melee weakness, at least if Patient's the one who attacks into it, basically just kills Soul Guard, regardless of how much regen is on there. Which again, is partly why regen and healing is just basically the worst defensive strategy in this game. I mean, we don't even know if Cold Channel is going to be offered, and there's a possibility that I can still run it. Whatever, we'll figure it out. It's just that Advanced Prototype just wins the early game, and my early game is pretty weak. You know what? Fine, we'll take it. Cold Channel or Titan Channel, you say? Fine, we'll try it. Is it the correct choice? No. But is it possible for us to win? Maybe. Let's find out. But like having the fucking Titan's Grasp, whatever it's called, Titan's Gratitude. Oh, thank God we can at least get the Collector. Having it with also the Foregone Powers is just fucking infuriating. Because, like, so much of our starting deck is just random discard. Like, they just do not work well together. Remember to leave 1 pip for Glacial Seal. I mean, yes, that is a thing we're doing, no matter what. And we put you there, whatever. God, and then we can get the Wildwood Sap, but too late for it to matter. Well. I mean, it doesn't matter, we already have the win, but it would have been nicer if we actually got to put the regen to good use. At least once he goes to rank 2 and 3, he gets a lot more HP. But, still. Fuck me, we're taking the offering token. Ooh, we're taking the steel enhancer. And there's Lodestone Totem, which is questionable. So the problem with the Lodestone Totem is that if we get their attack down to 0, then they don't attack into Soul Guard, and then we don't get the revenge trigger at all. I'll take Lodestone into Glacial ×2 as a take. What you mean is Glacial into Lodestone, because there is no reason to do it your way. Because, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to look at this essence. So, Lodestone Totem costs 3. And so if we infuse it into the Glacial Seal, not only is it not a banner unit, but it then ends up costing 4. Which is not acceptable. Saving Soul Guard for bosses. That's not what we need, though. That's why I said it's a hot take. No, what you meant was it was a dumpster fire of a take, Tiny. Because that is the one thing we're never going to do. Last night, we already did Glacial Seal into Lodestone Totem, and I might do that here. But we're not doing Lodestone into Glacial. I just lost a run because I had a 4-cost unit and clicked capacity instead of mana. Yep. I didn't say it was a good take. Hot take implies good take, Tiny. Or at least an interesting take. A take that has some nuance to it. And putting Lodestone Totem into Glacial Seal does not have nuance. Hot take goes conversation starter. Yeah, but it should still at least start a good conversation. Anyways. The question is really just, are we taking Lodestone Totem? And I might, even though it doesn't really work with Cold Channel. I think we're still doing it, though. Even though it has a lot of questionable feelings to it. But, fuck it. Here we are. That's really anti-Cold Channel. It is, and in an ideal world, we get Vine Grasps and Curse Vines. So we can proc it ourselves. Unfortunately, there are no other in-clan ways to deal damage to our own unit. Which is partly what makes this so fucking bad. But we're still doing it. We're still going to live that world of sin. And we're probably visiting the Merchant of Magic right here. Yeah, so be it. Oh, I did forget about Flash Freeze. Yes. I have done that before. On more than one occasion. Okay. God, this is not great. Would have preferred holdover, but okay. Get out of here. Likewise, get out of here. Fine, I'll do it. I could have also done it on the Titan's Gratitude, but who really wants to commit to such an awful world? Alright, here we go. We are making what are generously called bad choices. Yeah. Okay. So this is the problem, is we didn't draw any zero-cost cards. That was a bad draw. Okay, so we have a couple different options. Option number one is we just play the Train Steward up top. He kills two of these guys. Whatever, we play Soul Guard. It's something. Option number two is we just accept taking some damage to the Pyre. God, all we needed was like one foregone power or anything else that we could play. I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to do. I think the better play is that we're just going to take the Pyre damage. But why would I want to do the better play when I could not? Yeah, fine. Enjoy. You bastard. Okay, we're at least able to kill all these ones, though. Again, that doesn't really solve my problems. And unfortunately, we can't get the Collector. And that just fills me with unending, miserable despair. Of course that's what it discards. Why would it not? Yeah, that's not great. It's not going terribly well. This would have been a much better hand to have drawn. Is that Daedalus? No, this is just a mini boss. Or minor boss, whatever. No, not quite enough for that to make a break point. I'm still gonna win, but I do go down to 9. Well, here we are. We are gonna take a Crypt Builder. And a Steel Enhancer. And we're going to really wish that we had Spell Chain. And I think we're going here. As much as I kind of want to heal and like dupe a Steel Enhancer. Okay. Well. That's a thing. That would have been a much better plan. But fuck it. Holdover, you say? I think we hold over the offering token. There's still enough space right there. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Alright, minus cost that. Minus cost that. Should have looked at this. Well, we're taking blood for blood. No deal, no eel. Alright, we're up against Talos. And unfortunately, it's knockback Talos, which is not good. It is sort of doable just because we technically have enough capacity to also play a Train Steward on this floor. Also, once again, we started with 0 cards we could play on turn 1, which is sort of okay. But I also need to not be letting the Lodestone Totem die, which means I need to get this guy's attack down to 0. Which luckily is doable. Okay, I have to play him up front because I need to get him knocked back by Talos. And then you ascend and you're killed by the pyre and we heal. What a glorious future. You know, for safety's sake, we are going to increase your HP very minorly. And then we're going to continue increasing soul guards. I don't think it matters at this point, but hey. Oh god, it hurts. But we end up back at 8. Unfortunately, the healer exploded on death and put ourselves in an uncomfortable state. Ta-da! I actually should have not done that last one, because then he would have ascended and we would have let the pyre kill him, but hey. It's fine. It's still useful to be setting up shards for Soul Guard. Since every incant we do increases the amount of frostbite he gives off. Oh wait, nice time for the Crypt Builder. Not that we needed it, we already had the kill, but now we have the kill even killier. And thus, we have triumphed. Although again, unfortunately we're basically just wasting Cold Channel. But Lodestone Totem is still quite good on its own. And with Blood for Blood, it's even better, kind of. Do I want the Siren Song? Questionable. Probably, honestly. We don't need Siren Song. We're not taking Cycle of Life. If we were not using Lodestone Totem, yes, I actually would absolutely do it. Also, here's another Eel Gorgon. Game's trying to get me to rethink my bad decisions. If you want Pyre Heals, Siren Song. Yeah, and I was thinking about it for that exact reason, but I chose not to. We're going here, I guess. Kind of want to make a second Lodestone Totem, but we need to take extra Ember for that, sort of, kind of. We don't totally have to, but it works a lot better that way. We could Conscription Notice, which would be interesting, but we're just going to take this, I guess. Doesn't matter what this is, it's actually just gold. Ta-da, there you go. There's the only other useful upgrade on Lodestone Totem would have been Incant Armor, and I'm not going to fuck around with the shops enough for that to matter. Temper Talisman is big restore value. It's not that helpful. And I do want those foregone powers gone, but for the sake of being able to play things on turn 1, we're actually going to get rid of the Titan's Gratitudes. Ooh, fuck it, fine. Although because of this, I'm going to set up on top floor, which is fine. At this point, we're still... It should be okay. Okay, look at us exist. Alright. And now we knock off most of his armor. He ascends to the fire. He does do a little bit of damage, but we heal back a little bit as well. Never seen Train Stewards so buffed. It's just because we have Advanced Prototype, which just makes them meaningfully powerful. Also, I have done runs where we purposely made Train Stewards into our... essentially into our major game plan. It's bad, don't do it, but it is possible. Just give one a large so you can call him Beef Stew. How dare you, Glacier? I will not tolerate such terrible choices. Unfortunately, we're not incanting enough to really stop these guys from hurting us, but hey. Oh, yeah, and he heals to full. I already forgot about that. Unfortunately, he died to the frostbite, not the fire, which meant that we didn't get the health. But, hey. I do have a non-trivial amount of regen here, which is cute. There should be Mark II Train Stewards that have quick and an extra 15 attack. I mean, you can make that. Alright, we actually ended up getting the Train Steward killed now, because now he lives long enough to die on the spikes. Oh, Hell's Banners is good. Quite interesting. Meant as an artifact. I mean, that is what Advanced Prototype is, essentially. Ice Storm is fine. It's good in general, but it's kind of not a thing that I need. I still probably am going to take it. It's mostly debating if I want to take Drain. I guess we'll take Ice Storm. Nothing really matters at this point. But imagine Advanced Prototype and the Mark II. Yeah, that's not a thing. I kind of want to go here, but we're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do that so it helps ease our early turns. Could have used that last time. Don't really need the Kindle. I honestly kind of want the Blazing Bolts just because it's kind of cute, but it's not relevant. We're just going to skip. And we are going to dupe the Lodestone Totem now. And then we're going to cry a little bit, and we're going to get rid of 2 of these guys. And you know what? Fuck it. We're fusing the other 2 together. This is not really necessary, but we're doing it right there. Look at me go. We're abandoning all pretense and grabbing too many shards now. Ooh. The spikes will actually kill me. Kind of. We're still gonna try. I can't trigger Hell's Banners again. Oh well, fine. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a foregone power so we can kill the Collector, but it's important that I get out the other Lodestone Totem, so unfortunately, here we are. Bottom floor gaming. I would have done bottom floor if I was confident that I could have set up fully, but I thought I was going to be taking too much damage turn 1. Ooh, yeah, you're just going to kill me, aren't you? No, you got 43 Frostbite, which is not the worst. It's not great either, but it's not the worst. The problem is he does still have a bunch of spikes, so we do take some damage, but I think we're fine. Yeah, and we do get to heal at least, which mitigates that damage a little bit. I don't remember what enemy we're up against. Honestly, I should have put him top floor. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, it's you. Well, at least we get rid of some of your lifesteal, I guess. Woo! Alright, look at us go, getting that Crypt Builder in action. Alright. Then it takes us a while. He doesn't have that much Frostbite on him, and he doesn't start getting more Frostbite until the sap wears off enough that he can attack again. And then he does have lifesteal as he just slowly starts ticking out to death. This would be so much better if we had goddamn Curse Vines. We're not taking Light's Gift, actually. Fine. Maybe I want to take Unnamed Tome, even though I think it's not great. Yeah, I'll take Engraft. See Tome, take Tome for Patient. I mean, yes, that's why I'm taking it, but I say this all the time. I think people overestimate how useful / necessary it is for Patient. Oh, we're absolutely taking Cuddlebeard. This feels reminiscent of last time. Holdover, fine. Fine. Who cares? Enjoy your -2. Tome is the C / take card like Resident Removal. Absolutely not. It is very overrated in what it's actually doing for you. I don't really need to minus cost that. In fact, I'm not going to. I really just wanted, like, magic power. But fine. No one really cares. I will get rid of their gimmick, but I'm just doing it so I can feed my incanting. Because it doesn't matter. There's no other enemies in this fight where I really am going to need that. Oh, so you have the incant shard. I know I said that, and then immediately I'm getting punished for my choices. Well, have some Frostbite, my friends. Is Resident Removal that useful? Maybe I undervalue it. It depends on who you ask. I would say Resident Removal is most of the time not actually important, though it is nice to have. It's pretty common that you can get some value out of it, because there are a lot of enemies that have pretty meaningful effects, but realistically, most decks can get around them just fine. And unless you're like permafrosting or holdovering the resin removal, you're probably not actually going to get it on the turn where you like truly need it. But it's fine. It is very good against certain targets. But mostly it just doesn't like solve what you need your deck to be solving. Like, it's a fine card, it's just oftentimes a dead draw, which is not particularly what you want. Okay, after this fight we can take more draw, which will make our incanting way better. I mean, overall, we're doing fine. I also now have a Cryptid Builder every turn that I get to draw, or get to play for free with my other holdover card, which works out very nicely. It's just a shame that I have no way to self-proc Cold Channel. Because, you know, that would be nice. Hey, the foregone power cooperated. Anyways, he's got 0 attack for now. He's taking a bunch of frostbite. He ran out of stealth. Eventually he hits me for a minimal amount of damage and just gets more frostbite added each time. And I still have some regen. And there we go. I usually do not worry too much about early game, and that is probably where my problem lies. I'm still at Covenant 16 and have some things I still need to get better at. Yeah, early game you should be caring more about. It is among the more dangerous. Like, a lot of decks, by the time they hit mid-game, have mostly solved everything they need to solve. As long as you're, like, playing okay and making use of the resources given to you. Especially certain champions are going to struggle more early game. And there are some bosses that can be really rough early game. Like, Crystal Cloak can really hurt. Self-Made Harpy can hurt if you're making a bad deck in certain ways. If you're taking too many shards, your early game can be, like, really rough. Like, a lot of people die often to like Talos Daedalus because they're taking too many shards. Like, you see that I take in like 50 to 80 shards often into that fight, and that's a bad choice. I do struggle with it sometimes because of that. If you're playing more seriously, don't do that. Also, we're taking Deep Offering because it's great. But yeah, unless you've like totally whiffed on an answer that you were banking on, the late game is usually not the big problem. Like, last night is a good example where I was in the Wormkin Queen run where I knew I was going into Patient, and I built in a way where I was just hoping I got a Daze card, and I didn't get a Daze card, and then it fell apart because of that. Also, if I had just taken less shards, that would have been a lot better. Question about Forgotten Name, is that cards in hand or cards in deck? So how a Forgotten Name works, I honestly don't remember. I believe it's just all cards that are in your deck at the time that this happens. I don't remember. I can't remember how Forgotten Name works. It might be that it adds, like, keeps a tally of the magic power on Forgotten Name itself, in which case it would apply to newly generated things. Or it might be that it applies it to your cards at the time that it happens, and so, like, newly generated things would not benefit. I know that for Notice Stone, the Wormkin card or artifact that gives magic power whenever you consume a card, applies it to your cards at the time that you do it. And so, like, newly generated cards don't benefit. Either way, the reason that I don't know the answer offhand is because I can't remember the last time I took a forgotten name, because it's bad, unfortunately. Anyways, we're taking bloating fungus. It doesn't really matter, but we do have regen. May as well take it. It's whatever. We're taking cold channel. Unfortunately, again, we're basically never proccing cold channel. But if we were, it would be incredibly stronger. Fish will say forgotten name is decent. That's because Tom is wrong. I need to get more comfortable skipping items for gold to tend to pick something. I still pick more often than I would if I were playing seriously. I just like artifacts. I think they're cool. I think they're fun. And I like being able to pivot around them sometimes. But realistically, like, I don't need bloating fungus. The 25 gold is legitimately sort of valuable. Like, people underestimate, well, new players underestimate how valuable the extra gold from, like, skipping cards and skipping artifacts is. It does add up. But, yeah. Like, there are some that are just not going to be relevant to you. Look, Fish loves big spells. Anything that gives him magic power, he will be all over. It gives so little magic power, though. And so many spells in the game don't benefit from magic power or benefit in such a way where it's just not really going to make a big difference. Like, Forgotten Name, because it can only trigger once per turn, is over the course of the battle at most going to get you like 8 magic power. And that's supposing that you're proccing it every turn. It's just not good. I have that deck bloat problem as well, and it causes deck focus issues. Yes. As I used to say often, my best advice for players starting out who are struggling is always be drafting with a purpose. Like, evaluate every draft around what does it solve for your deck. There are essentially 4 problems that every deck needs to solve, and those are: how are you going to deal with frontline heavies, like the tanks that have a lot of HP? How are you going to deal with high impact backliners, which is either the enemies that have like high attack power and low health, or they do something else, like they create Scourge cards, or they enchant other enemies in some way. How are you going to keep your dudes alive? Like, what is your defensive plan? And how are you going to win Relentless? And, like, some things will solve more than one of these problems. But you should always be evaluating around what problems do I still need to solve, and do any of the cards in this draft solve that problem? And if they don't, skip the card. Like, a lot of players, new to mid-experienced players, like intermediate players, tend to latch onto cards that they think are just good and tend to pick them up whenever they see them. And there are a lot of good cards in this game, but if a card isn't solving a problem that you need solved, and more to the point, if it's helping solve a problem that you've already solved with your deck, it's not good for you. And it ends up just being a wasted card. It is taking up space in your deck. It is making it less reliable for you to hit the cards that you need to be hitting in each battle. It costs gold for you to upgrade, costs gold for you to remove if you change your mind on it later. Just don't take cards in every draft. You can't stop me from having Highland Hall and Endless Legion. Anyways, what do I care about here? This can get us a regen or stings. This can get us burnout extension, or what is the other one? Because all the things from this event are like the bottle-shaped cards. And I'm pretty sure it's 2 per clan. This is the return a consume card. Yeah, I'll take Broken Memories. It might be relevant. It's a little questionable. Oh, it is not helpful. I forgot that I already did remove consume on this because we spent so much time talking. Fuck me. Do we have a temple coming up still? We have 1 temple. But I could also just go to the Hell Vent there. I think maybe we want to go to the Hell Vent, especially because it comes with removals. You know what? Fine. This costs 2 now. And that Broken Memories is worthless for me. Whatever. Mark Invasion. Wilt Wings are lame. We'll be fine. Also, we have Root Split Mask now, which prevents units from ascending to the top floor, which is nice. Be silenced. God damn you, Collector. You sinful creature. Oh, and I did forget that there's a reason I don't want to set up top floor. Because now I can't play out the Glacial Seal. I could if I had hit the right card, but I didn't. Well, fine. It'll just have to cycle. And I know I said Glacial Seal. I meant Lodestone Totem. It's fine. Hey, look, you got silenced again. Yeah, I needed that in Graft the last turn. Whatever. It's fine. Root Split Mask is also 1 extra Frostbite tick. Yes, that is largely why I took it. Well, I would love to do the Deep Offering, but I can't because there's a strong chance that it draws me the Lodestone Totem, which I wouldn't be able to play. Yeah, it was the next card. Alright, and the Engraft gets me back energy, which doesn't really matter. It does draw me an extra card on this next turn, which is nice. Because extra cards is extra incants, and my deck is just all incant all the time. My individual cards don't actually do a whole lot for me. It's just the fact that I get to play them all out every turn. It's always concerning that it looks like Soul Guard is dying until I actually play my cards, and then everything's fine. Hey look, an extra 5 cards. Being able to play them all is how I won that one run. Yeah, like, it makes a big difference. It's why minus costing cards is so valuable. Especially because there's so many 1-cost cards in this game. And especially if you're doing an incant deck, like... Again, it doesn't super matter what you're playing. It just matters that you're playing a lot of things. Very nice. And then we can hit him with Crypt Builder. We even got a little bit of Frostbite on him because they dealt damage on death, which triggered the Revenge. And then gave him Frostbite, and here he is. Oh no, he hits us for a minor amount as I heal like 30 to 40 damage every turn. I leaned on buffed Ice Storms. Ice Storms do a lot of work if you can. Guardian's Amulet is cute, and I'm honestly sort of tempted to take it. It's not really important, though. I'll take the Ensnare. It doesn't really matter, but it's another thing that draws me an extra card on following turn, which is better for me. Fine. We're going here. I don't care. I don't really need improved Firebox. Well, that's annoying to see right now. Although, maybe not. Depends on what's here. Spell Chain and Intrinsic. How do I feel about this? Spell Chain and Graft for extra draw. I mean, that's what I'm considering. And it's likely what I'm doing. I'm just debating if there's something else I want to do, but I'm pretty confident that's what we're doing. An intrinsic doesn't matter, and I'm annoyed that I took the broken memories. Do I have intrinsic on? I do. Okay, we're intrinsicing the Crypt Builder because it means I've got both my holdover cards turn 1, and I can play them no matter what. Fine rules of containment, maybe, probably. I should probably just do the Purge, really. We are getting rid of these. Oops, that's not what I meant to click on. Getting rid of that. We're getting rid of... I mean, the Ice Storm is okay to get rid of. The Steward, I guess we're going to get rid of. Which means I can't then afford more. That's fine. And then we're duping the Engraft. The Deep Offering would be good too, but whatever. There's a lot of decent things. Okay. Now. I probably should have silenced him first. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Well, can't do the Deep Offering, unfortunately. Because I really want to get that out. Holy Shards, Batman. Ah, this is nothing. It's fine. Don't mind us. You know what? Sure, we'll get back to Wildwood Sap. Oh, and I should have done this first. I wasn't paying attention. Thanks for the follow, Dromar. Okay, so that kills him. May as well do the Ice Storm, and then we heal as he weakens. Ideally, we leave him with enough attack to still hit us and knock off the melee weakness. So I am actually going to leave it there for once. Because otherwise the melee weakness just keeps building, and that's honestly a problem. Also, this way he procs the Revenge trigger, which means he gets a fair bit more Frostbite. Again, I was really hoping we would get Curse Vines in the last shop, but we didn't. It would have been real nice. Would have allowed us to proc the Revenge. Also, would just give us an extra free incant every turn, which is not unwelcome. Okay, we're now at the point where he is no longer ever going to be able to attack us, and therefore we're not going to get the Revenge proc triggered, nor are we going to get the melee weakness off, so if he ever does hit us later, it is a problem. But we're going to do what we can. I mean, it doesn't really matter. As long as we don't let something else hit us, when it does eventually get procced, he's going to have, like, one attack, because it's going to be as the sap is wearing off. And so we'll take, you know, 1 damage times 6 or whatever, which is not a big deal. And there's no way we're ever letting anything attack us because we just have guaranteed massive incanting every turn. Even better now that I can use the Deep Offering repeatedly every time it shows up. And I always have enough Ember for it, thanks to the Engraft. I mean, also just basically everything in my deck costs nothing. But here we are! Don't mind me, 400 Frostbite on him. That does not decrease, thanks to Cuddlebeard. And just a casual 80 sap. Plus he never actually got to increase his attack power, basically, since we used the Tome on him. 80 sap seems good. It is, in fact, pretty reasonably powerful. Again, unfortunately, we're not making any use out of Cold Channel. Because if we were actually using the Revenge procs, we could be applying way more Frostbite than we are. Especially in the Divinity fight, where the waves are even larger. But it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't actually need to play out any of these cards. They can't hurt me. Also, I get double regen. So I'm currently healing about 80 health a turn. And thus, he has 110 slowly decreasing sap. He'll, you know, be able to attack in a bunch of turns. About 70 turns till he can do damage. Sap works on the Shard boss, right? Forgot the name of it. Divinity, you mean? Yes, it does. You're correct that it only clears damage statuses. Specifically, it clears Frostbite and it clears the Reap. Which people make way bigger deal of than is necessary. Alright, we're not going to do the Deep Offering because we don't want it to draw the other Lodestone Totem. Although I need to draw the Engraft. Yeah, there we go. Because otherwise, I don't have enough Ember thanks to the Ember Drain. But now we're fine. And Divinity will never hurt us again. Again, bit of a shame. If we were using the Revenge procs, you can do so much Frostbite per turn in this fight. Because pretty early in the fight, you start averaging like 500 Frostbite a turn, which does kill Divinity very quickly. It's also very satisfying. But we're not living that life. Very occasionally we'll get the Revenge triggers whenever the Wilt Wings are on the floor, because they deal damage on death. But, you know. Okay. I guess we'll put that there. That's fine. I thought about getting back the Unnamed Tome. Actually, maybe should have done that. Doesn't matter. We can handle it. Yep. Or Divinity. It's always going to be there for us to sap. Already at 64 sap. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's just play out our entire hand every turn, as we do. That Ice Storm that does basically nothing for us. It does a little bit of damage thanks to Temper Talisman, but I never got other magic power for it. So it hits for 20 damage in 5 separate pings each time we play it, which is pretty meaningless. If only Forgotten Name was taken. How dare you? If we didn't have the Glacial Seal infusion, we'd at least be killing things with Pyre and healing it with Blood for Blood, which would have been cute. It could be dangerous, but would have been cute. But that also would have been a generally worse plan. Also, we made the fusion before we knew that that was going to be an option. Alright, we're getting there. Unfortunately, again, Divinity does purge the Frostbite, at least until we get to Relentless. So it's going to be a while. We're not going to kill Divinity early, is essentially what I'm saying. Like, our victory is assured. It's just going to take a while. Yeah, suffer the indignity of death. Okay, we're almost there. We're slowly getting that regen up. Alright, we have already won, but, you know, just for kicks. Let's do this. Even though it's actually better for us to have enemies who are attacking into our revenge. But, you know, where's the fun in that? Oh, and for once, I actually don't get to play out quite every card, then have enough for the Ice Storm and then the Deep Offering. I could have had I played it differently. I didn't need to play the Scourge cards, because I was going to discard them with Deep Offering either way. Well, we still got 576 Frostbite onto Divinity, so we'll kill it pretty quickly here. But, it still had, you know, a mere 210 sap on it. There we go! Turns out Divinity is not that big a deal. I mean, Divinity was much harder when I first started playing the DLC. It takes some adjustment, but there are a lot of ways around Divinity. Was that max shards? Nope. It was a lot, but, like, you know, you can go a lot higher than that. It's a little bit, contingent on things. What am I looking at? Run history. That's what I was trying to do. I'm trying to remember. That was 240. 260. No, that was only 150. How shameful. A mere 200. I know we did one recently that was like 280. Only 140. Even worse. Well, somewhere in here. And now I'm really curious which one it was. With a freeze card that costs 3, been good with that build. Which freeze card are you talking about? Oh, Hoarfrost Effigy. Yes, no. I will explain in a moment. Oh, no, that was a challenge. I don't even remember what I was thinking. Is this the other one where we were doing Frostbite? No, this is the Eel Gorgon one. Anyways, Hoarfrost Effigy. It's a bit weird. It's generally a bad card in the DLC. The problems with it would have been that, number one, I would have needed to set up not on top floor, kind of. Well, depending. I could sort of make it work on top floor. It would have worked okay with that build because the sap still would have disabled enemies enough that they wouldn't have hurt my Pyre at all. In a lot of builds, because I didn't have... Without the sap, I would have needed some other way to be killing the enemies after removing the Frostbite from them. It worked great pre-DLC because basically what you would do is you would just put a bunch of Frostbite on dudes and then transfer that to the flying bosses and just kill them before the waves really mattered.
With Divinity purging the Frostbite every turn, that's a little less viable. It's fine. It's okay. But you still need some other way to be killing the waves, and that's harder if you're purging all the Frostbite on them. Would have been okay. Would not have been amazing. Wouldn't have been necessary. We did use Hoarfrost Effigy recently, like last night or something, but anyways. It's usually a bad card in the DLC. I think max shards, something like 300 shards. Yeah, it's close to that. It does depend a bit on what you're offered. Namely because you have to be able to take every temple upgrade, and basically you need to be duping something whenever you can. And ideally you need to be duping a unit because they give you more shards, yada yada yada. Anyways, we got Echo Raid for the first time in a while, and we're up against Diligent, nobody's favorite friend. Starting with Broken Memories is not bad, and starting with Echo Transfer is interesting. And by interesting, I mean usually pretty good. And there's Founding Seal. Well, we're going to take Founding Seal. Because why would we not take Founding Seal? And we're going to take Repeater. And we're just going to build an Incant deck, even though we just played an Incant deck. But so be it. That's what we got. Now give me Incant units. Ideally, Eo Gorgon. But, you know, I'm flexible-ish. Unfortunately, can't play with the Echo Transfer because we don't have enough shards. Also have a nice Night Fury. Alright, at least that cooperated. And then we'll just make more charges here. I already forgot that he had armor. Alright, well, didn't quite kill him. Which I actually think I probably could have had I not played that Echo Break on mid-floor like an idiot. But so be it. God, fucking Titan's Gratitude again. Why? Why? Titan's Gratitude is not a worthwhile card. Yeah, unfortunately the Broken Memories does not matter for me. I just like the random discard spells as well. Yeah, I think, like, Foregone Power is fine. It's not, like, a good card, but I'm fine with it existing. Just because it's a starter card and, like, it does some Frostbite and it's 0 cost, and it does some okay things for you. It doesn't need to be, like, an insane card. But, like, Titan's Gratitude is actively bad. It does not play well with the clan's mechanics. If it were targeted discard, it would serve a real meaningful niche in the clan. But it doesn't. And that just makes it infuriating. Yeah, we're going to take Shelter is what we're going to take here. Although the Echo Snare would have been cute too. Do I want that Crypt Builder? Kind of. I also kind of want the Helical. I guess we're going to take Crypt Builder, though it's a bit of a questionable choice. And then we're going to take Nameless Siren for now, I guess. Because I'm not going to pass on an Incant unit, not knowing if we're going to get other ones. Incant Armor is quite useful. A little unnecessary here. Not what I wanted to see. No, I really didn't want Quick. I really just wanted Multi-Strike. I mean, no surprise, but... fuck it. Alright, let's go for maximum shenanigans. Is that the correct choice? No, it's not. I recognize this. So be it. Alright, let's get rid of that. Yeah, I have a lot of damage scaling already. What I don't have is the ability to kill a lot of units per turn. Nor do I have a very consistent deck. But I do also get 4 armor per spell. So that's a thing. And unfortunately, I can't fit a 3rd unit here. Whatever. Whatever. You're gonna die. That's fine. Whenever I actually draw one of my consume spells, I will then start getting an extra consume... Well, an extra incant per turn. Okay, so we're gonna play you out. We're gonna kill you. Then we do that. And then we hit with that, which massively overkills him since it does 260 damage. And then I get a shelter back, which doesn't matter as much since she's already getting 4 armor per spell cast. But still, it's still nice to have. And so we put the shelter on top, and then we get the broken memories back with Repeater. Unfortunately, we didn't kill the other guy who does still deal some damage to Pyre on death. Oh well. Being at 31 at the end of this fight is not bad. Whatever. Yeah, like, we have a good incant setup already, and it's only going to get better. But, like, Repeater gives us extra incants, so we're effectively going to be doing 10 cards a turn soon. I kind of want the Echo Snare, honestly. I don't think we really need the Echo Infusion. We also don't really need the Shelter. You know what? It's not necessary, but we'll take the Echo Snare. I kind of like it. The Helical is sort of appealing. We are going to take the Offering Token part because I already have the Crypt Builder. God, we don't have a temple after this. God, for a long fucking while. I can't fit another unit without taking capacity, which is annoying. And we're in a clan combo that can't ascend or descend unless we happen to hit Old Magic or the train hook, whatever the thing is called. I do kind of want to go here. It's mostly just, do I want to take any sort of Wormkin infusion? I probably should. I kind of want to wait to see if we get another Siren from the boss or from this banner. We don't really need that, but I kind of want it anyways. I could also just dupe the Siren here and then infuse it, which is actually not a bad plan. And that's actually probably what we're going to do. I was going to just dupe a spell, but Spell Chain is good. We're probably doing that. First of Kin is a very good infusion. We're not taking it, though. Yeah. We're taking Umbra Stone. The problem is that it's a consume spell, which means I'm going to get it back with Repeater repeatedly, and that's annoying, but whatever, fine. Just getting the trample is worth it. It's just annoying. Alright, we're duping you. It's not insane, because the infusion isn't, like, great, but it is what it is. And then, what are we spell chaining? I might just do the Echo Snare. The Echo Transfer is also good. As long as I have enough charges to use it. I'm just gonna do this. I could also do the Broken Memories, which is not bad, but who cares? And yes, we are taking shards for shards' sake at this point. What kind of infusion do you prefer for Nameless Island? Depends a lot on the clan combo you're in. But usually you're going to want something like, well, ideally, you generally just don't run Nameless Siren. But it's fine. It's a fine unit. But like Animus of Will for the multi-strike is good. If you need defense, Guard of the Unnamed can be good, but usually you'd rather just take the Incant Armor upgrade. But if you've whiffed on that, or if you feel you don't have enough defense, combining both of those can be very good. Lodestone Totem, if it's offered, is great. But you could also just run the Lodestone Totem. But sometimes you don't want to do that for one reason or another. If you need more backline access, Glacial Seal can work like we did in the last run. Although we had other things going on the last run, but it's an option. First of Kin is a great upgrade, gives you a lot more damage scaling a lot of the time than doing a Nameless Siren will. If you have any level of like consume cards, getting 5 per consume is a lot better than the 1 extra rage per incant. And like the 5 starting damage is meaningless, basically. Like, Rage 1 is not that impressive. Like, we are going to be playing 8 to 10 spells a turn, so it's going to be better. But also, if I really cared and wanted to set up an edge strategy, you can get a lot more power off of First of Kin, which is 5 attack per consumed card. Anyways, there's a lot of good infusions in the game. Like, even a Bogfly Chrysalis is a good infusion if you just need more hits on your floor, because it creates 2 Bogflies. There's a lot of options. There are tons and tons of good fusion options in this game. And you really just want to make sure you're not tunnel visioning on what you're comfortable with, and ignoring other good options available to you. Unfortunately, I can't play out the spell chain. That's fine. And we get back the Umbra Stone, which doesn't really matter, but we have it. Okay, that worked out. Unfortunately, we still take damage from the bomb because it's double explosion, and I don't have a good way to kill it on that turn. But we then trample over everything, which makes up for us having no extra hits. You're scary, and I don't have a way to deal with you, so we're just going to try to build up armor, which luckily I can do. I really would have preferred having an Echo Break. Also, I kind of wanted to play the Echo Snare down there, but I needed to build up as much armor as I could, so I ignored it. We're just going to let the Umbra Stone cycle so we can do better things with her life. You are the one hitting us for the most, so you're dead. Then we do that, and then we can't play the Train Steward, but we're fine. Thanks for the explanation. I tend to lean towards the sweepers, so figuring out how to make the other units work consistently is still a work in progress. Sweep units are very good, and like generally, they're absolutely worth running. Because they solve the problem of not having enough hits. The problem with the Stygian sweepers, and especially in certain clan combos, is just that they don't have any innate scaling, and Stygian as a clan doesn't have any innate like spell-based scaling. Like, they don't have Razor Sharp Edge, they don't have Echo Transfer, yada yada yada. So if you whiff on those, taking these sweep units can be very detrimental. Also, I should have done this a different way. It's fine. It's not like it matters. We have easily won this fight. Because, yeah, you're very contingent upon seeing scaling from your allied clan, basically. And if you whiff on that and that's what you're betting on, then you're kind of fucked. And that's just how it is. And again, there aren't really any strong in-clan scaling infusions for their sweepers either. Like, you can give them a Nameless Siren or a Siren of the Sea, but comparatively, it's half the scaling than what the Sirens themselves do, which can work, but it's rather underwhelming. At least at high shards, I should say. Unearthed Remains is cute. We're not taking it here, though. We already have enough consume cards, and we don't want to muddy the pool further. But yeah, there's a lot of great units you can line up. The biggest problem with the Sirens is just that you need to get enough hits, and that means that you're sort of contingent upon hitting multi-strike, because for Divinity you need roughly 5 attacks, or 5 good hits. You can make up for that by having damage spells, as long as they're strong enough to kill at least 1 unit per turn. Or in this case, we got the Trample Tome, which means we just need to scale 1 Siren to infinity and refine. But also, like, it can be a good practice to take extra capacity so you can dupe a Siren later and then fit an extra Siren. It will make your incanting a little weaker, but getting a second unit that's scaling is definitely worth it a lot of the time. Especially if it has multi-strike, because then you're getting 2 extra hits instead of just 1. Anyways, we're going here. We're looking for multi-strike. It's not terribly important now. Quick is also probably worth it. I'm not going to, but because we have Trample, it mostly means that we just murder everything before they attack. Always greed for the Exodia that is sweep, multi-strike, trample. I mean, it is good. The true Exodia, though, also has melee weakness on strike. Alright, we're doing Repeater 2, because we're going to Repeater 3, so we can eventually get 2 cards back a turn. Alright. I would love to Merchant of Magic, among other things. Well, we're going to get rid of the Titan's Gratitudes for now. Trample feels a bit overkill in Sweeper, though. It's really not, kind of. It's very good. I mean, it depends on how good your scaling is, basically. It can also make up for whiffing on multi-strike, since it lets you add extra damage to the higher health units that you might be struggling with. Yeah, we're fine with taking Heaven's Seal. We should be okay. Especially now that we refined our deck a little bit. Okay, this is fine. It's not the greatest first turn, but it is okay. And we have multi-strike now. If I have not said it before, thanks for explaining things. You are welcome. I try to always be talking through my thought process. Unfortunately, I can't play the Echo Transfer because I don't have enough charges. Oh well. But yeah, I do gloss over some things sometimes, I'm aware, just because I have spent a lot of time playing this game and a lot of time streaming it, so I somewhat just, you know, gloss over things with a bit of shorthand. But I'm always happy to explain the rationale for why I do things. Also, realistically, I probably should have set up mid-floor instead of top, so these guys wouldn't scale as frustratingly. Because they scale quickly and painfully. Which is a concern, and is one of those reasons why it would have been nice to have taken the quick. But, here we are. If I can get to... Whoops, I meant to play out that train still. If I get to the shelter, it mitigates this problem a little bit. Also, having this turn before the boss gets to us is going to be very helpful. But anyways, we're scraping by getting just enough armor that we're basically not... We're basically staying neutral. Also, you're not the one who scales as you go up the train, which does make this a lot better for us. Because otherwise this could hurt pretty badly. Well, things to play the Crypt Builder. Doesn't matter. Though it does deprive me of one incant. We get the shelter back, which is fine. I sort of did this in the wrong answer. That's the piercing one. We are not playing the piercing one. Not there, at least. We'll play it there and just kill him. I did neglect the part where I now don't have enough energy to play out the rest of these. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We already have 410 attack, and we hit twice. I think we're okay. Ta-da! Yeah, we scale at a mighty rate. If we were in Hellhorn, we could also hope to see Resonant Shard, which increases how much damage you get from each stack of Rage, which would be really nice. We'll take Lightstone Casing. Who cares? We're not taking any of these. We're not taking any of these. I mean, we're just gonna go on the left path. Probably because the removals are nice. Kind of want to go here, even though there's not really a good reason. Sigiled Seaweed is honestly pretty decent. I am going to take Firewall, though, just because I can. Okay, let's get rid of some foregone powers, even though they're kind of still useful for me at the moment. And what are we duping? I don't really have anything I super want to dupe. I guess we're doing the offering token, even though having multiple offering tokens can get messy. This is a little concerning. Crystal Cloak is maybe going to be a problem. I think it'll be okay. We just have to make sure we're building up enough armor, which I'm not totally convinced we're going to be doing. Not a good first turn, but hey. Well, once again, I really want that Collector, so we're getting the Collector. Wanted the shelter for dupe, because I don't really need it, and because it's not upgraded yet, and mostly I wanted more zero-cost spells that I can easily play whenever they show up in my hand. And the offering token also lets me play, I did it in the wrong order, but that's fine. The offering token also lets me play the Crypt Builder a little easier, which I am currently struggling to do. I'm surprised you kept Stewards over zero-cost cards. The only reason I did that this time is specifically because I was waiting so we could go to another temple to fuse them, because I'm just taking as many shards as I can this time. There was not a good reason other than that. That was literally the only reason for doing it. Okay, we're going to kill that guy before he hurts me very badly. Glass Cannon Siren, difficult to keep alive, but scales rage very quickly. Yes. Yes, she does. I was really hoping I'd have some way to kill them. I didn't really have anything in my deck to do that, though. So, here we are. And in the meantime, we're just going to scale our defense. Yeah, we're not able to kill any of these guys before they attack, unfortunately. But the shelter's at least doing some work for us. It's not doing an incredible amount of work just because it doesn't have any upgrades. And we're not particularly good at generating charges. I should have done this in a slightly different order because we would have dealt less damage, but it's still important to me to generate as much armor as we can. Unfortunately, we maybe just died a Crystal Cloak because of my choices in life. Yeah. 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 Alright, I'll let it die. The problem is just, again, I took 135 shards into this, which means that Crystal Cloak has just so much stealth. If I were killing the enemies a little faster and, well, if I just had a little bit more armor, we would have been fine. And there might have been a way to manipulate that for that to be the case. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll play one more round even though it's late, and I probably should stop. But again, if I were taking that seriously, I would not have taken so many shards. I would not have kept the trained stewards. Because turns out Crystal Cloak is a fucking menace when you have 135 shards. It's a problem. We'll take Collection of Tales. It's fine. We do have some things. The only rage we currently have is Rage Serum, which is not a big deal. Mark of a Champion is not great with Prince. We will happily take Scorched Steel. It's okay. It's not amazing. It does actually sort of get in the way if we try to do things with Imps. I didn't see how much stealth did it have. By the time it reached top floor, it still had like 6 stealth. I don't remember how much it started with. But I believe it was 6 when it reached top floor. So, like 8 to start, something like that. And I didn't have a way to chump block it, really. I had 2 stewards in the deck, but they weren't enough. If I really tried, I could have used the stewards to block could use the stewards to block 1 stealth. Oof, yeah, that's still hefty. Yes. It was a problem. Well, we're gonna take some pyre damage, as is only right and proper. But I will happily trade pyre HP for gold and shard bonuses. Like, it's fine. As long as we end ring 1 above, like, 20 HP, we're largely in good shape. None of this really matters. I'm not killing any of them with the vent because I gave them all armor. Take a little bit of damage. We are definitely playing out the trained steward. Prince should do a pretty good job against the boss. And now does even better. And thus, he beats him to death. A true brawler if I've ever seen one. Well, isn't this interesting? Also, we are up against Chased, of note, which does make rage stacking a little more concerning of a plane. Nonetheless, I'm pretty sure we're taking the Ritual Battle. The Welder Hopper is quite good, though. There are plans. We're taking the Ritual Battle, nonetheless. The Razor Sharp is also good, except works very badly with Brawler because he never goes beyond 6 max HP. And so you can basically never Razor Sharp him. Then we're going to skip these. I know a lot of people like Invigorating Solution. I probably should take it. I'm not going to. And then we're going to take the Rail Beater as a temporary game plan. All right. We don't get a temple till here. Okay. We're gonna go to the left, I think. Though I kind of want to go here looking for, like, a steelworker. Maybe I do want to, like, fish for a steelworker. There are a lot of good reasons to go to the Merchant of Magic. Yeah, fine. We'll do this. Holdover. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Pretty confident we're doing this. And then I think we're going to greed by not minus costing it yet. Because if we get -2 on it, it's dramatically better. Also, I maybe should have taken the magic power and consume for event. I don't care. Or torch. Either way, we're not going to worry about it. I know that's a very popular play for people who are not me. Unfortunately, we drew the Ritual Battle turn 1, which is the worst of all worlds. Also, I probably should have killed you, because I really need to cycle back to that Ritual Battle as fast as possible. Unfortunately, our dude is dying pretty quickly. Well, taking a little bit of damage here, but that's fine. The bigger importance is just, can Prince kill the boss in time? Yeah, there's no way we're doing more damage there. That's fine. We're gonna do this. I guess we'll hit you and then kill those. Because that got him down to exactly 20, which means that we're going to take 1 hit on the pyre, not 2. Saves us 2 HP. That's fine. Unfortunately, we did not draw back into our Ritual Battle. We're doing okay on attack, but yeah. We're fine. Especially because the Rail Beater doubles the first of the attacks, which turns out makes a big difference. God damn. Well, we could have had the Fledgling Welder Helper, which would have been nice. I am gonna begrudgingly take the Fortify, and I'll take another Steel Enhancer. Fine. We're going here. Okay. Improved Firebox is kind of cute. Hello, Ashiaka. How you doing? How's your day been? How was your New Year's and all that jazz? So Improved Firebox is sort of nice. At the moment, it means that I can still use the Ritual Battle even if we draw it turn 1, though then I won't be able to play it turn 2 because of the Ember Drain. New Year's was just another day. I mean, that's largely how I felt about it, but I still like to ask. I just realized I didn't respond to a bunch of text messages today, and I feel bad about that now. Oh well. That's fine. Anyways. Firestone Housing, I guess we're going to take. It's fine. And there's the Endless. Yeah, we could have done the Imps, which would have been real good. Definitely better than what I have currently. Give me armor. Well. Fine. It's still pretty good. But hey, it peaks over, my cooler is replaced, and I can stream again. CPU is no longer screaming in pain at 100 Celsius. At a nice 60 degrees. Yeah. Did not realize that your computer was struggling in that manner, but glad that that has been resolved. Do I honestly care about you having multi-strike in this instance? Not really. Well, I am a little disappointed that we skipped on the imps and then we got basically everything we needed for the imps. Not that we would have been able to fuse them yet, but still. Okay, we're gonna hit the dangerous one, so a single torch can kill him now. Yeah, we knew we were gonna draw the ritual. That's fine. I mean, there's a chance we didn't, but... Anyways, we at least vent and murder them. And then all that extra HP is so we can block Daedalus a little better. Not Daedalus, Talos, the other one. Enjoy. I mean, I knew my CPU was running hot, but during the one day of the week I was streaming in December, my CPU hit 100 for a bit, so I bought a new cooler and new case. Makes sense. Good reason to do so. Well, unfortunately now I'm not going to kill this guy with the Ven, which is maybe the greedy choice. But I did want the extra damage scaling and the gold. Oh, and what I was trying to say before about the old magic is going into Chase, we at least have a little bit better non-rage damage scaling, since Chase is going to ruin our rage. So that's nice. Okay. And we still got plenty of HP going into Relentless. We should be more than sufficient. Especially because for once we only have 40 shards going into this fight. Oh look, it's our ritual battle that we finally get to draw. I mean, like, I knew this was likely because of how I did things. Also, we're going to play the one that gains me gold, not the ritual battle. Oh well. We do not need it. Especially because the melee weakness is good. I wasn't aware that 100 degrees Celsius was actually the boiling point for water until I just looked it up. What? That's the entire point of the scale. Anyways, we're taking Wildwood Tome because that's a very good pickup for us. Then we take draw. And then we get a Steelworker and -2. No. Fuck it. We'll take a Demon Fiend. We don't need that capacity anyways. I've never looked the information up. Why would I know this? Just because I just feel like it's something that comes up in science class or just in life. Like, that is the entire point of the Celsius scale, is just that it is based around the freezing point and boiling point of water. But, I don't know. That's one of my favorite infusions. What, the Demon Fiend? Like, it's an okay infusion. The raw stats are nice, but there are much better infusions. How much greed do I want in my life? We're definitely going to do this. And then we're going to spell chain something, of which the answers are either Fortify or Old Magic. And I think it's going to be Old Magic. Steel Enhancer is also okay. I think we're doing Old Magic, even though I really do need better defense at some point. But that's fine. I also would like to see Intrinsic. And sadly, we did not see -2. But there are fucking temples all down the line. God, that's unusual. I mean, we didn't have any temples earlier, but still, it's weird to have 5 temples back to back. Okay, anyways, we're minus costing that. Okay, let's minus cost that. Let's start pruning out some garbage. We don't need torches. If we were playing imps, they would be valuable, but we're not. Oh. Okay, and thus we get to work. And they're dead. Now, ideally, we draw the Wildwood Tome. And we're gonna kill you, because that's what we do. And we're gonna get sweet, sweet scaling and gold all together as one. Unfortunately, I'm once again going to skip on the Ritual of Battle. Because I really want to play that. Also, I should play the armor on the Rail Beater. Not terribly important, but still the better choice. Well, let's get rid of some stewards. Excellent. Yeah, it turns out Quick on Brawler is going to do a lot of work for us, especially once he later has 5 attacks. We do have to attack into some spikes a little bit, but that's what we got armor for. I don't remember what boss this is, though. Oh, it's you. You're trivial, though you are going to fuck with me because I put a bunch of stewards around for you to kill. But you know what? We're at least going to kill our own steward. So we are at least not going to get one of those Scourge cards. My cat is sitting at the bottom of my desk, clearly angling to jump up, but she's not actually doing it. Yeah, come on. I see you hunting around like a shark. And thus, we get even more gold from the old magic. Like, I would have preferred to get armor as one of the things on the old magic, but, like, this is not a bad old magic for us. Gold magic. You're not wrong. Yeah, we're not gonna take those. We're not gonna take those. Although, we are actually gonna take Adaptive Mutation. I'm sorry, you had a bad time here, Ashiaka. I at least did not mean to shame you. But I hope you have a good time at work, or at least as good as one can. We're going here. I mean, the late skip doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, I should maybe still take it, I guess. Fine. It just doesn't really matter since we have Quick. But I could just get rid of Quick now, I guess. Oh. Oh. We are going to Intrinsic... Do I even care about intrinsicing the Wildwood Tome? I mean, I kind of want to, but it's just not important. I still am going to do it, I guess, in case we want to set up not on top floor. I don't know. None of this really matters at this point. Quick is still more valuable versus Seraph. I did forget that it's chased, and therefore that does actually matter. You are correct. Because chased will get rid of the days from Light's Gift. I don't actually want the spell chain because it's hard for me to use. I'm still going to take it just for the shards. Doesn't really matter, but we'll take that. Alright, have a nice time, Tiny. Sure, let's permafrost that. And I guess minus cost that. I'm still greeding on the ritual battle. We don't, like, super need to be using it right now. But, still. I don't know what I want to do this on. I guess the steel enhancer, maybe the fortify. The problem is, like I said, I have trouble playing it out, at least if I'm using the ritual battle, which I'm currently not, but who knows. I'm just devoting a lot of Ember elsewhere already. It's gonna look silly. I'm just gonna do this. Even though I'm then just immediately going to get rid of that torch. Alright, enemies get stronger. Doesn't matter if they never get to attack me. And we have extra capacity. That doesn't matter. Unfortunately, I can't get the collector, which is a sad day, but we'll just make our own golds. Okay, look at us go. And for one of the first times ever, we're going to play a ritual battle. Unfortunately, he does survive. They just don't have enough attacks yet, which does mean I take a lot of damage. I knew it was possible. This is the price of my greed. I mean, again, if I were playing seriously, I would not be taking this many shards at this point, because that is why it's so difficult. But hey, here we are. Just gonna guarantee that we get the kill there. Also, more rage means the adaptive mutation works better in the long run. Okay, we're gonna do this so then I can do the vent. Which still kills. It looked weird for a moment. I forgot that the vent technically does damage front to back. And so it killed the 1 health dude here first, which then triggered his harvest, which gave armor to the back dude, who then did not die despite being at 2 HP. I always think that it does the damage to everything at the same time, but it doesn't. Anyways, it still works, because ultimately what we needed was just to get rid of one of the units, because then Prince can kill the others. So it still worked out. Anyways, I think we're okay regardless, but we are just going to adaptive mutation, reducing our attack a little bit, but increasing our health to 223, because it has an interesting functionality with rage. And then we're just gonna beat him to death, especially because he's also dazed for a turn. Anyways, we missed out on the collector, but we made a fair bit of gold. We could tiresome climb. It's another expensive spell though, but I'll still take it, I guess. Just because it helps with, like, divinity. Come on, -2. Thank God. It also would be quite good on the tiresome climb. I'm still going to skip it. Like a madman. And then we're just going to take as many shards as we can because we can. I mean, technically, we're not going to take as many as we can because I am going to dupe the old magic rather than a unit. But so be it. Okay. And yes, I'm aware that if I had put the spell chain on the vent, we would have it, you know, doing something valuable still. Well, unfortunately, I can't play my dudes out here because they get dazed by this. And I would like to have put them there because then we could have stopped them from creating Scourge cards for us. Oh well. We're at least going to set up mid-floor, which we can do because we got Rail Forger's Hammer. We lose the top floor daze, which might be sort of notable for Arcus. I think we'll be okay, though. But so be it. Well, here we are. Stupid Scourge cards are causing me grief. At least there's not also the Encamped Shard. The Encamped Shard is, of course, the bane of all well-natured individuals. But we're getting our scaling up nice and high and generating that sweet, sweet extra gold. And for once, we are not dealing with Scourge cards. Salamander, the rich streamer, only is a well-natured individual confirmed. I like to think so. I try. Easily beat them to death because Brawler does Brawler type things in a Brawler shaped world. Yes, more delicious gold. And having Permafrost on the Adaptive Mutation is great because then, you know, need be, I can just do this. And then, yeah, we take a lot of damage from Arcus because he still has 5 stealth, but afterwards, we can start beating him to death. Which is why we took the Adaptive Mutation and gave it Permafrost. Again, would not be such a big deal if I didn't have 200 shards. But we've long passed the Rubicon. Ally of the Ancients is not bad. We're not going to worry about it here, I think. Is that true? I'm not going to worry about it. And then we're going to take Sweet, Sweet Draw, even though Ember is kind of nice for me. But that's okay. We're going to go here regardless. And yes, I maybe should have put Spell Chain elsewhere. But again, I already basically have my Ember accounted for most turns. So I figured I'd put it on the vent, and it does something for the moment. Although I'm probably going to be purging the vent pretty soon, too. Okay, so let's get rid of the worthless event, even though it does mean that if I see more magic power upgrades at the next temple, I can't take them. That's fine. I'm not really concerned with taking as many things as I can. I'm sort of okay with just getting rid of some root seeds, but it's not that big a deal. I'm going to greed and get rid of the fortify. And we're just going to get rid of the rage serum, even though it's fine. It is just worse than other things, though. We may as well set up top floor for a variety of reasons. Oh, we're already up to 50 attack on our dude, which is not an unwelcome amount. No reason to ascend them yet when it's a little concerning. I mean, we have enough damage to kill this guy since we have 5 attacks now, which is just a huge force multiplier, which is what makes Brawler so good. Well, it's not just that it's a force multiplier, it's that he also gets it in the form of 5 separate attacks, which is very valuable for wave clear. Like, if he had trample, it would be even better, kind of, but, you know. Well, sort of. It would be different. Whoops. There we go. More rage, more power, more unmatched potential. I am a little weak to Divinity Sweep, but we don't necessarily have to set up on top floor, and that's why we took and prepared the Tiresome Climb. I honestly should have ascended one of those so I could have killed it that turn, but doesn't really matter. Now, I could ascend him, or I can wait so we get another extra turn of using our gold generation. I think we're just going to do that. That's so insane, so much gold per turn. Yep, that's part of why we invested in getting our deck thinner. Also, just, it's good to do so. But yeah, we just get an extra 40 to 80 gold per turn. Plus, it's doing a bunch of scaling for us as well. It is pretty good. Ta-da! And he's down. We even had 2 more attacks. From Prince, specifically. These are not bad, but they are going to get skipped. Those are going to get skipped. I don't think we need to Hell Vent anything. We also don't really need to remove anything, though. I might just remove some Steel Enhancers now. Fuck it. Well, that gets -2'd, and then I don't have anywhere to put this, so can't take those shards. Whatever. That doesn't matter. We'll take Lost Luggage. Faulty Loader is okay, but not really pertinent. I guess. It doesn't really matter to us. If we had, like, Steelworker Infusion, or if we had gotten armor on this, it would matter, but it doesn't. I could just save gold for score if I really cared about it, but I don't. So, let's just do that. Yep, that's fine. We'll leave it there. And now we gotta fight Chase. I think we'll be okay. Okay. And we'll even ascend you so we can get a little bit of damage to start out with. Although it is going to purge the melee weakness that we put on it. Doesn't really matter. You may notice that this looks very similar to the hand we had on the first turn. And this one also looks very similar. Technically, I am blocking a bit of my draws, thanks to leaving the adaptive mutation in hand. But it doesn't really matter. I'm using all of my Ember per turn. We're in good shape. I do have this one spell chain old magic that I haven't played out, which is annoying, but it works out now that we play it, I guess. Yeah. Sadly, there's enough dudes in the way that I basically don't damage chase at all. But still. And they are ruining my rage stacks every turn. But, luckily we have a bunch of scaling that is not rage. And also, even with them reducing a rage, I still just build it up every turn anyways. I don't think I want to do that yet. Because I do actually still need the attack damage. Yeah, whatever, here we're already back up to 740 gold. Not that we have anything to spend it on, but hey. Okay, look at us go. And thus, it no longer will interfere with our stacks. Okay. Should have done this differently. Fuck it, we'll just bring you up to the top floor. And then, unsurprisingly, I'm not taking any damage. I could do the adaptive mutation, but here we are. And thus it's dead without getting to do anything. Especially because it also got an extra stack of days when it hit top floor thanks to Light's Gift. Sure, I'll take Shard of Divinity. It's a shame that Blank Pages is bad, because it is very cute, but I always skip it when it shows up. Even though it's thematically very fun. Yeah, unfortunately this is much more annoying for us, but it is what it is. Do I want to set up elsewhere? Kind of. I mean, we'll be fine. We should survive until we get the tiresome climb. Since I'm going to draw it next turn, no matter what. I maybe should just use the adaptive mutation now, honestly. Since it's kind of blocking my draws. It does make me a little weaker. That's fine. We'll just do that. I should have done it at the end of last turn if I was going to do that. But, whatever. Alright. And now you're dazed. Spoilers, you're going to be dazed for forever. That's just how it works. Okay. And now I draw my entire deck every hand. Okay. Okay, well, let's, I guess, do that. And then I kill everything. It didn't really matter. I didn't need to send one of them. Here we are. I don't take any damage because of Sharded Divinity. And even if I had, it was certainly an amount I could have suffered. Alright. Unfortunately, we have to spend most of our turn, or most of our damage every turn, just clearing out all the enemies. And that guy gave me a Scourge card like a jerk, which means now I don't have enough to play everything else. Unless I want to take fire damage, which honestly, I sort of can, but then it stays around my deck, and that's annoying too. I mean, complaining aside, we're not in danger in the slightest. Like, we easily have the victory here. Even chewing through that boss, we're still hitting for 1400 damage. Alright, I'm not going to bother playing the Vengeful Shard, because it deals no damage to my fire. This guy thinks he's so smooth getting armor whenever he incants. You don't even know. Also, did I never give an upgrade to him? I could have given him multi-strike a long time ago. Wouldn't have really mattered, but it does feel a little silly that I took Pyrestone Housing and then never used it. But that is sort of the nature of Pyrestone Housing. Also, we're killing Divinity here. Ta-da! Brawler Prince! He does work. Also, we got back up to 1400 gold. Because we were just gaining a lot per turn. Ta-da! Yeah, anyways, that's Brawler Prince. That's what he does. He's not the most interesting champion, but, like, he's an incredible force multiplier. And he just guarantees that you have enough hits to win the Divinity fight as long as you are building scaling and defense. Which you generally need to be doing anyways. So, you know. To gain 1100 gold in like 5 turns is insane. Yeah, it was a little more than that. But yes, it was a lot of gold. A lot of gold. Especially for not even being in Remnant, who is the only, like, sort of gold-focused clan. But yeah. Anyways, it's late. I gotta eat. I gotta feed this cat. That's how that works. So we're stopping there for the night. I honestly don't remember what day it is offhand. I think today is Wednesday, rolling into Thursday. So we'll be back tomorrow playing more Monster Train, barring unforeseen circumstances. So we'll play more tomorrow. Probably just more random unless anybody has specific requests. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later.